Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me tonight for a Paralegal Space walkthrough webinar for the University of Texas at Austin Paralegal Certificate Program. Now, my name is Stephanie Plowman. I am the program coordinator from afar. I'm not in Texas, I am in New York, but I'm always kind of lurking in the background, always available to assist you with any questions, issues, anything you may have with materials, the website, anything that comes up over the course of the semester. So now just a couple of housekeeping issues before we get started. Number one, this system is incredibly sensitive. So I have everyone's audio turned off. Everyone is on mute because if I did not have everyone on mute, all of the background noises in all of our homes, offices, etc., would be picked up and we'd all be listening to what's going on in the background everywhere. However, if you have a question, there is a question box on your GoToWebinar panel that you should see on your screen. Please feel free to type any questions that you may have over the course of this walkthrough this evening, and I will be happy to answer those questions as they come in. Now, if anyone has any problems with the site itself or hearing me or any technical problems or anything like that, please feel free, if you can, type it in the question box. If you had audio problems, you may not be able to hear me, but please type it in the question box, or you can go ahead and email me and I will try to get to that as soon as I see it come in. So let us get started. As far as how long things are going to go tonight, I would like to keep it as close to an hour as possible. I am recording the session, so if anybody needs to leave a little bit earlier, that's totally fine. I don't take it personally. I appreciate everyone who is here this evening. I also know that not everyone was necessarily able to log in this evening, so I am recording the session. I am going to post that recording on the website tomorrow, so so if you do need to leave early, that's totally fine, but we'll try to keep it right around an hour because it's 7 o'clock my time and I'm still in my office, so I want to get home and have dinner. Anyway, okay, let's get started. So now hopefully all of you have been clicking around on ParalegalSpace, so let's just log into the site and start moving around. Okay, now this first page that you are looking at is your workspace, and there are only two things that you are going to do on your workspace. The first one is to change your password and check your email. Now you can do that by clicking on the Account tab. Once you've clicked on Account, click on Modify Details, and then you can create a new password instead of the default of password. Now, if anyone should ever have any problems logging into the site, you ever get an invalid login message as you're logging in, please just drop me a quick email and I will reset your access for you. That's probably the easiest email I get in life, and I will take care of you very quickly because obviously I don't want anyone to be locked out of the site for whatever reason or for any period of time. There is no reset password button outside of ParalegalSpace for you to be able to take care of that yourself. So just drop me a line and I'll take care of that. Also, please, when you are in this Account tab, check your email. Check to make sure that the email address we have programmed in here is the one that you would like to use for the program. As you have seen already, in class is it's only a week. As you have seen, we do like to communicate with you via announcements. When an announcement is posted, you will receive an email with the body of the announcement to the email address programmed into the site here. So please do be sure to check to make sure the email there is the one you would like to use. Now, the only other thing you're going to do on your workspace is under Preferences, and this is where you are going to update your time zone. Now, this paralegal program is taught at universities around the country in addition to UT Austin. Our tech team advised us that we all need to start off on the same time zone. And since they are in Mountain Time, they chose Mountain Time as the time zone, the default time zone. So please click on Preferences, click on the link for time zone, And well, I'm in New York, so I'm US Eastern, but you all want to choose US/Central, US Central. Now, it's really important that you are on the correct time zone. All of your assignments and exams are going to be done online. And when something closes, it closes on a particular day and time. And we'll take a look at that once we get to our Texas site in just a second. So you want to make sure that you are on the correct time zone because you don't want anything to close early or have any issues with that. So please do choose US Central. That will take into consideration, I think, what are we doing? We are springing ahead at some point in March, April, something like that. So that will take into consideration the time change, then click on Update Preferences, and you won't have to think about this again. Now I'm going to go back to my time zone, update my preference, and I'm good to go. All right, those are the only two things that you are going to do on your workspace, that first page. Everything else you are going to do under the UTexas Spring 2016 link. Now, I hope that you all have started clicking around a little bit. I know that there's a lot of stuff on here. It is very intuitive though, so once you start clicking around, see where things are, things don't switch up that much. So once you get comfortable, navigating around the site, then, you will be good navigating around the site. So please do click around. Please do get comfortable on the site. The more you use it, of course, the better you'll get, the easier it is. I mean, that's true of anything. But please do get on the site and click around. Now, as you can see, we love to communicate with you via announcement, as I just mentioned. That's how y'all knew to be here tonight for our walkthrough webinar. But if you would like to review any and all announcements from the beginning of time until the end of the program, you can just click over here on the Announcements tab. And this is where you'll be able to access all of the announcements that have been posted since the very beginning, since my first welcome announcement. And then, of course, as time goes on, this will fill up. But over here on the right-hand side, if you click in the drop-down box, and it's not very helpful right now because it's showing the first 10 items, but we only have 8. However, you just need to click in the drop-down box to bring up additional items, and you will be able to review all of the announcements that have been posted over the course of the program. Now, basically, we're just going to go through each one of these tabs and make sure you know what they're all about. Syllabus, pretty self-explanatory. This is where you'll be able to find your program syllabi. Of course, the main program syllabus is posted here. Your tort law syllabus is posted here. Just prior to your substantive classes or your next two procedures and contracts, your instructors will post his or her own individual syllabi with their reading assignments as Professor Thornton did for torts, but this is, pretty self-explanatory right there. I'm going to skip the para-student login for now. This is the tab I spend the most time on, so I like to save the best for last. So let's just keep clicking through some of these other tabs. Gradebook. It is pretty blank right now, but as the semester progresses, as you are turning in work and as it is being returned to you with grades, your grades will appear in your gradebook. And you may have seen, if you did sign and return that code of conduct acknowledgement page to Beth at UT, she did enter 100 in the code of conduct, just so we can keep track of who has signed and returned that page to us. But that is how the rest of your gradebook will be set up. As grades are posted, you will get a notification letting you know that they are there, and you will be able to see how you are doing. So again, that will fill up over the course of the semester. All right, resources. Now, this is an area of the site where we like to post additional resources for you in addition to the study support under the Para-Student Login tab. I would encourage you to click around in here, see what it is all about. Of course, you are in tort law right now. So lots of resources here for your torts classes. We have one more class of PowerPoints to post for you. We post them in both PowerPoint format, so Professor Thornton can pull them up in class, but also in PDF format, so you can print them out and take any notes on them, or just have card copies if you would like. And just some other things in here that are helpful for torts. So all throughout the resources tab, just please do click around, see what's available. I don't quite have all the essential skills PowerPoints up yet. Oh, only the first 4 chapters. So more of those will come for you, but over the course of the semester, both myself and your instructors will be posting additional resources for you as you are going through the semester. One other thing I want to draw to your attention, the paralegal manuals here. There is a direct link. It's actually a Dropbox link that will take you to digital copies of the Volume 1 and Volume 2. So if you do not yet have your books, or if you just don't want to drag them around with you, you'd like to access them online, you may do so under this tab right here and under this link. Okay, assignments. All right, so your tort law assignment is already up there for you, so you can take a look at that and see what it's all about. And of course, as you're reading through your tort law book, you can, take some mental or not so mental notes in regard to answering the questions set out in your assignment. But I also did post a practice assignment, so you can all get a sense of and get comfortable with posting assignments online. Now, when an assignment is posted, you will see an announcement under recent announcements that says assignment open date for whatever assignment. And basically, if you just click on that, it just lets you know that the assignment was opened for you on January 22nd at 10 a.m. One thing I should say about these open date announcements for assignments, this is the one announcement where you will not get an automatic email notification letting you know that an announcement is posted. So when you log on to the site, please be sure you do take a look, just briefly scroll through the recent announcements just to see if there's an open date announcement for you for an assignment. But when you do see that open date announcement, that is your cue to go over to assignments and take a look to see what your assignment is all about. Now let's just look at the tort assignment just real briefly, because one of the most important things about assignments is when they are due. Deadlines are so very, very important in the law. So please do make a note of when your assignment is due, no later than Thursday, February 18th at 5 p.m. Your assignments are due when they're due. There is a grace period, of course, that's set out in the Code of Conduct, and we'll talk about that when we briefly review the code later, because I know you've already gone through it and signed it. But work is due when it's due. If a judge sets a motion schedule for you and your motion is due on February 1st and you have not submitted your motion by February 1st, on February 2nd, the judge is not going to call you and ask you where your motion is. The judge is just going to rule against you, but more importantly, rule against your client, and that is not good. So with that in mind, please keep a careful note of the deadlines. Also important to keep note of the deadlines and the deadline time as well, and this is where your time zone comes into play. So this assignment is due no later than the 18th at 5 p.m. If you were to try to submit at 5:01 on the 18th, the assignment would no longer be available to you. You wouldn't see this link for you to submit your assignment. So you would have to reach out and ask for it to be reopened. So please do keep careful note of those deadlines, both date and time. As soon as that 5 p.m. hits, the assignment closes to further submissions. Now, when you are posting your assignment, and this is where the practice assignment comes into play, you will both copy and paste your work into this text box right here, and you will also attach your assignment assignment as a Word or PDF document. And that's just like attaching a document to an email, no biggie. I would say that um, the the most the most issues I find with assignments, just as far as technical issues and troubleshooting and things like that, have to do with the copying and pasting. I find that whenever I am doing anything on the site, I will copy as plain text. Paste from Word is also good. Either one. Copy as plain text can lose some of the formatting sometimes, but it does do away with some code that people get, some extra code that sometimes goes in there. Um, but I post this because I want to be able to give you an opportunity, of course, to see what online assignment submissions are all about, and also troubleshoot any issues you may have. It's easier to troubleshoot issues, prior to, again, using your tort law assignment as an example, prior to February 18th at 4:59 p.m. when you're trying to beat that 5 p.m. deadline. It's easier to troubleshoot in advance of that, so there's no, clock ticking and no panic setting in. So when you are submitting, copy and paste. I always click on paste as plain text first, copy my work into this text box, click OK, and it will move over to the main text box. That tends to alleviate any technical issues that I know students have occasionally run into. Then once you have attached your document as well, you will click in this honor pledge box that you've neither given nor received any aid on this assignment, and then you can go ahead and submit. If you're not ready to submit right away, if you want to preview it first, see what it looks like on our end, you can do that. Then you can submit. You can save your work as a draft. If you think you got it down, but you want to take a little break and then come back to it later, you can save it as a draft, then pull up that draft and decide whether you want to submit at that point. You can go ahead and do that. But please don't forget to submit when you are ready prior to that due date. Once you have submitted, the next page that will come up will be a thank you for your submission message. So that will let you know that your work has successfully submitted. You can also check on this main assignment page, letting you know what assignments are there for you. Under status, if your assignment has been submitted, it will say submitted. If it's in draft, it will say draft. So that is a good way to also ensure that your work has submitted properly and to make sure that nothing is outstanding or stuck in draft form. Now, I should also say I'm going to be throwing a lot of things at you tonight, obviously. I'm going to follow up with lots of announcements. I said this before. We love to communicate with you via announcement, but I also like posting follow-ups to these sessions in announcements just so you have the information right in front of you. If you're having any problems submitting an assignment, or logging into the study support or setting up your study support login, you will find usually an announcement somewhere either before or thereafter that I posted for you with specific instructions that we went through tonight. So don't feel as if you need to, if you are, taking copious notes, go ahead and do so if you'd like. But please know that I will be following up with announcements with further information, and a lot of the information we're going through right now about various aspects of the site. In particular, prior to your first exam, which will be your tort law exam in a couple weeks, I will be posting an online exam tips announcement. But until I do that, let's take a look at what online testing is all about. Now, all of your exams are going to be done online on ParalegalSpace. You will have a 1-week window for each exam. So at any point in time during that 1-week window, you can take the exam. So 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever works best for you, you can go ahead and take it. Once you've clicked on the link for the exam, you have to continue with the exam. You can't click on the link and start an exam and 10 minutes later decide that you should have studied negligence a little bit more, you're going to go do that and, then get back to the exam. No, once you click on the link and get started, you have to carry it through. So when you're ready to take your exam, you'll click on the tests and quizzes link. And I have posted a practice exam for you already. So just like the practice assignment, you can get a sense of what online test taking is all about. So when you're ready to take the exam, and this one you can take as many times as you want. It doesn't count for anything. No one looks at it. You get a quote-unquote grade at the end, but it's not a grade that counts for anything. It's just so you can get a sense of how the whole process works. But once you're ready to take an actual exam, you'll click on the link for the exam. You'll read the directions for the exam, and then you will begin the exam. Now, each one of the questions is going to be on a separate page, and you can see up here at the top there is a countdown clock, lets you know how much time you have for the exam. You can hide it if you find that it's mocking. You can show it, whatever works for you, but there is a clock here at the top that keeps track of your test taking. So basically what you'll do is just go through each one of the questions and mark them. And when I first started doing walkthrough webinars, I would, even though it's the same test every single time, I would sit here and very carefully read through each question and make sure that I was answering it correctly. In the interest of time, I don't do that anymore. I just choose the C method all the way through. C is in fact the correct answer for this one, but it won't be for all of them. So, but I just want to click through quickly so you can see how it's done. And of course, you can all come back and click through yourself as many times as you want. So once you have chosen your answer, you will click on next and just continue answering, next, answering, next. Now let's say you get to a question and you answer it and you're not 100% sure if C is actually the correct answer here. You can mark it for review because you may not want to spend a lot of time sitting here and staring at this question. You can mark it for review and then you can move on to the next question. So let's just keep clicking through, answering and clicking. Now let's say you got to a question and you just have absolutely no idea what the answer is. I'm just continuing to click through. You don't even want to wager a guess. You can also mark that for review and move on. Now we're at the last question. I just answered the last question. What do I do now? I don't want to submit it for grading because I haven't answered all the questions. I have questions I marked for review that I need to go back and take a look at. Now, you don't need to scroll through the whole exam. That's annoying. Not so annoying here. It's only 10 questions, but your actual exams are going to be about 50 questions. So if you marked question 1 for review, you don't want to have to click all the way back. So what you're going to do is you are going to click on table of contents at the top of the page. And then you are going to click on this little arrow here next to where it says part 1, and all of the questions in the exam are going to come up. And if you have marked something for review, there will either be a little question mark or an arrow next to the questions that you need to go back to. And now these are direct links, so you just click on the link for the exam. You will take a look at the question, see if you want to change the answer. I do want to change the answer for this particular question. So you choose your new answer, unmark it for review, and then you're going to click Save. This time you're going to click Save, not Next. You want to click Save to lock in your new answer. And then you're going to go back up to the table of contents, click on this arrow next to part 1 again, go down to our next question that we marked for review. And now I'm going to answer it. So we're going to see this one through, save it again to lock it in. Did I click save? Yes. Okay. Table of contents. Are we all good now? Everything has been answered. Nothing else. So I'm going to submit for grading. Now the site will ask you if you are 100% sure if you would like to submit for grading. Yes, we are. and then you will get a thank you for your submission message. And this is very similar to the message that you will get once you have successfully submitted an assignment as well. Okay, now the day after your exam window closes, you can click back into tests and quizzes and you can review your exams. Now for this practice exam, we have immediate feedback, so you can review it immediately. But for your actual exams, it's the day after the exam window closes. You can come back in and take a look at the exam. Basically what you'll do is underneath submitted assessments, you will, where is my immediate feedback link? Why is it not? Here we go, feedback. You will click on the link for feedback and you will see the entire exam and you can see what you got right, what you got wrong, and what the correct answer is. So I didn't do too hot in this one, but that's okay. Okay, again, all of your exams, you'll have a 1-week window. We will post, once the exam window opens, we will post an announcement letting you know your tort law exam window is now open. It will remain open until such and such a date and time. The exam consists of, 50 questions. You'll have 1 hour to complete it, etc. It'll give you a sense of what the exam is all about and what your time frame is. Now, again, prior to opening the window for your first exam, your tort law exam, I will post an online exam tips announcement wherein I will go through all of these things that we just went through right now, including mark for review. So you have that right in front of you. But I would strongly suggest that you come in here to tests and quizzes and click through this exam at least once just to get a sense of what it's all about. Westlaw and Lexis. Okay, everyone always wants their Westlaw and Lexis codes. I'm happy to announce that I am working on them right now. So I would say that your codes will probably be provided to you probably by the end of the week, maybe sooner. Just waiting to get your codes in from Lexis. Now, Westlaw, you will have access to Westlaw Next, the updated database for Westlaw. You will have access to that for the duration of the program. Lexis, you will have access to Lexis Advance and the classic version of Lexis. The reality, of course, is everyone uses Lexis Advance. Those are both Westlaw Next and Lexis Advance are updated versions of the classic versions of both. They are a lot easier to use. They are almost akin to a Google search now, whereas before Westlaw and Lexis had a lot of different databases and you had to figure out which one to search in and what search terms to use and all of that. It's a lot easier right now. Now, under these Westlaw and Lexis tabs, you can see you can go directly to other Westlaw under the Lexis tab to Lexis on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, take you to Westlaw and Lexis training and training videos. And we do strongly encourage you to take a look at some of those trainings and manuals and various videos and webinars and such that both Westlaw and Lexis have on their respective sites. They'll have maybe like an 8-minute video to assist you with, what search terms are helpful for whatever. They are very, very helpful. So we do strongly encourage you to click through some of those training videos and those training manuals and such just to get comfortable on the sites. Now, your Lexis access is good for 1 year from your start date. So even once the program is said and done, you will still have access to Lexis. So that's exciting. Okay, messages. This is an internal ParalegalSpace email. There are 2 caveats to using this system. It is very helpful, of course, if you don't have your instructor's email right in front of you or you want to communicate with a fellow student and don't have his or her email in front of you. My caveats are, however, and let's just click through real quickly how to do it. Compose message. It's pretty self-explanatory. Once you have chosen who you would like to communicate with, all participants is everyone who has access to the site, administrators, instructors, and students. Instructor roles, of course, all instructors. Student roles, of course, all students. If you want to write to more than one person, you will click on the first name, hold down the control key, and then click on the second name. Now, the first very, very important thing that I would ask you to do every time you send a message via the Messages tab is always, please click here and send a copy of this message to recipient's email address. This will ensure, as it states right there, that a copy of the message will go directly to your recipient's email on file in ParalegalSpace. So they will know right away that there is a message waiting for them under the Messages tab on ParalegalSpace. If you do not do this, your recipient will not know he or she has a message until they affirmatively come on to our spring 2016 site and click on messages and check. So for you guys, hopefully you all will be on every day, or at least almost every day. So you will be able to check your messages and see if you have everything. I'm on the site almost every day. However, your instructors may not be on the site every day. Beth Navarro at UT isn't on the site every day. So if you have something that you would like to communicate with them about, and you need immediate assistance, you want them to be able to see that message. So please do always click in this box right here. The other caveat in using this system is that when the email does go to your recipient's email, the sender will say postmaster@paralegalspace.com. So you will then have to, you can't respond immediately. Oh, hang on one second. So you won't be able to respond directly from your email address because it's going, into the ether somewhere. So you will have to come into ParalegalSpace and click on Messages and respond via the Messages tab. So just please keep those two things in mind. When responding, you can't respond directly from your email address. And then just the rest is exactly the same as any other email function. Just type your message and go ahead and send. Okay. The chat room, here is a chat room that you can use or not use as you see fit. The only thing we do request in the chat room is that you are respectful. Don't go crazy in the chat room. We've had people go crazy in the chat room before. It's not okay. That's what I have to say. No, but it's not. Please do be respectful, and it's in the chat room. It is a great way to communicate with one another and foster that that classroom camaraderie, that you're all in this together. And I also see a question I want to answer in the chat room as far as the O'Connor book that you are required to have for your Texas Procedures class. Yes, I know that link is broken. I have passed that along to the tech team to fix, but you do need the 2016 edition of the O'Connor Civil Trials. I think the cover this year for 2016 is black and white. The one, we'll just look at textbook orders real quick. The one that is listed here right now, and of course the link isn't working anyway because the book isn't available anymore. It's not the green one that you want. You want the black and white one, 2016. So please do order that one. I think that Beth was going to communicate that information to all of you. So please do purchase that one. Okay, Dropbox, this is where we will leave your Westlaw and Lexis codes when they are available for you. Now, the Dropbox is for us to leave things for you and for you to leave things for yourself. The reality is that the only thing that we tend to leave for you in the Dropbox is your Westlaw and Lexis codes. The most important thing to remember about the Dropbox is please don't post your assignments here. All assignments are posted under the Assignments tab. You are the only one who knows that something is in your Dropbox. When something is posted there, you will receive, shocker, an email notification letting you know that something is there. So when your Westlaw and Lexis codes are posted, an automatic email will go out to you letting you know they are available. But this is a good place if you find, a template on the site that you would like to keep close at hand to look at later. You can post it for yourself in your Dropbox. You can save it there. If you find a case online that you would like to take a closer look at later, you can save it in your Dropbox. Again, please just don't post your assignments in your Dropbox. Study support help. This is just yet another area where you can find some more help on the site for all of the terms and concepts and such that you will be learning about. I don't know why all of a sudden I need to click on these silly Adobe arrows in order for this to work properly, but if the same thing happens to you, just click on the arrows and it works properly. Okay, so if you click on contents, you will see a table of contents of commonly searched terms. So you just click on one of them, and over here on the right-hand side, you can get all sorts of information about that particular term and or concept. Search, you need more help on hearsay? Well, okay. Type in hearsay, and then anything relevant to that particular term will come up over here on the right-hand side. And then also under glossary, this is sort of an online legal dictionary for you. So click on the term you'd like to take a look at, and then right underneath, you will get a definition of it. I just want to real quickly post in the chat room. Thank you so much for posting here in my questions and answers box a link for the O'Connor's book that we all need. So I'm going to post this in the chat room for all of you. That is the one that you need to get. Is that the black and white one? Just checking real quick. Why are things going so slowly on my other screen? Okay, all right. So while I wait for that to load, thank you so much, Catherine, for posting that. I appreciate that. There it is. Yes. Well, I'm looking. Y'all can't see it on your side. Here, let's do this. This is the version that you need to get, the black and white version. Okay, thank you so much, Catherine. Okay, and then the last tab, perfect timing, perfect segue, the textbook order tab. The Essential Skills Bundle, that is a required purchase through the program, through this link right here, as it includes technology fees for the website, Westlaw and Lexis. You should all hopefully have already in your possession your torts book. If you do not, hopefully it is on its way to you because, of course, you are in the midst of torts right now. We just talked about procedures, and we have that link now in the chat room. And contracts, you can hold off on that if you would like. You have a little, why am I putting that over there? You have a little bit of time before you need to order your contracts books. But unlike your Essential Skills book, which you have to purchase through here, all of your other books you can purchase new or used, although I doubt there are any used versions of the 2016 civil trials out. But you can purchase torts and contracts new or used, rental, Nook, Kindle, whatever works best for you. Okay, now let's get into the Paris Student login where you can find your study support. Now, the first thing that I would recommend you do just to kind of familiarize yourself a little bit with how this all works is click on this facts about the tracking module. Once you have registered and each time you log into the site, your time is tracked. You are required to log 260 online hours of time on the site. Now, we recommend, for the first thing I should say is that time actually goes by very, very quickly. It is not hard to log that amount of time if you are regularly working through the support that accompanies all the reading in your manuals. You will have no problem with that. However, we do also recommend that you log into the study support and just let the clock kind of tick. Whenever you're doing anything for the program, if you're reading, if you're writing, if you're researching, let those hours log. If you feel as if the site is not accurately reflecting your time spent in the study support, just let me know and I can manually adjust your hours from this end. But please do spend time on the site. It is important. It is helpful. And you get out of the program what you put into it. So please do register for the study support, get into the study support, and regularly work it. Now, once the first time that you are logging into the site, you'll click on this blue lock, and you will have to register as a UT Austin Spring through 2016 paralegal. So you'll click here to register, and you will enter your information. So let's just do text2016.com password. Now, University of Texas, and the program, please be sure to choose UT Austin Spring 2016 on campus. Now, if you have already registered and you picked the wrong program, all is not lost. Please do reach out to me and I can switch you on this end. But please do choose Spring 2016. Then you will agree with the terms and conditions and register. And then you can log in with the credentials you have just created. Now, unlike the main ParalegalSpace login, you can click on the Forgot Password link and access your password through here. This will send you an email. Check your spam folder just in case. But if for some reason it doesn't come to either your inbox or spam, just reach out to me and I can pull your password for you. It's not a problem. So let's log in now that I'm all set up. I don't remember what email address I used. Okay, and here we go. Now, one of the first things I would suggest that you do is click on this website features tab in the middle and just get a sense of how all this works, the special features, how to use it on your iPad, all of that good stuff. So just click around and get comfortable and learn all of the ins and outs of the study support. For essential skills, once you click on the Essential Skills tab, this is where you will find all of the support to accompany your Essential Skills class. So the materials are broken down by segment. On the main program syllabus, it indicates what segment you are working in. So you will click on the segment, the link for the segment, wherever you are. And then you'll find out right away what materials correspond to this particular segment. So segment A is volume 1, chapters 1 through 6. Take a look at the materials in the middle, the getting started materials, so you can see everything that you're going to do for this particular segment. And then basically just work through the support under each one of these links on the right-hand side. The support builds upon the materials that you are reading about and learning in class. It enhances those materials. It's a great review. There's all sorts of good stuff within this support, and it's super helpful. Learning the law can be like learning a foreign language. It's a different way of thinking. It's a different way of communicating, and it's just, it takes a little bit of practice sometimes. It takes some work, so please, that's what the study support is here for. It's for you to get to that point where the lexicon of the law is second nature to you, where all of this is understandable, where you have those light bulb moments and really get the material. So please do work through the support. It's super helpful, and it's here for you, so please work through it. Once you have worked through all the support for a particular segment, you will see right below the last chapter some additional links, the segment wrap-up link, These are, this is the first area where you will find some quizzes and practice exams that you can take to test yourself on the material. Now, you can you can take these quizzes as many times as you want. They're not graded, no one's looking at them. They're just for you, for your review, to pinpoint any areas where you may still need some assistance. But you may take these after you've finished a particular segment, prior to an exam, both, really whatever works for you. They're here, they're a great review, work through them. You'll see that there are some Quizlets. We'll have a segment portal exam, so you can test yourself to see if you're ready to move on to the mock exams. And if you are ready to move on to the mock exams, you can find them under the mock exams tab. And then the same thing, just work through and take all of these practice quizzes to test yourself. Now, once you have gotten comfortable with the way the support is structured in segment A, it's the same for every other segment. So you guys will be experts and be able to do these walkthroughs for me by the time you finish the semester. One other tab I just want to show you down here under this trifecta of links, the where you've been. This is just a convenience for you guys to keep track of the support you have worked through. So if you have worked through the support, oh, I saw one of them. There we go. If you have worked through the support, you will have a little green dot next to that particular area of support. If you have not, there will be a red dot, so you can know that you need to go back and work through that. Now, this is just here for your convenience. You're the only one who can see it. The one thing that you do need to keep in mind is you need to have cookies enabled on your computer in order for it to work properly. If you do not, then nothing will ever turn green. It will always be red. But if you do want to utilize where you've been, and again, you don't have to, it is just for you, please do make sure that cookies are enabled on your computer. Okay, substantives. This is where you can find support for torts and contracts. We don't have the same structured support for procedures because those instructors create his or her own individual curriculum for that particular class. So we'll post additional resources for you under the resources tab there. But for torts and contracts, just like essential skills, you will find support that accompanies each one of the chapters in your books. So this support is password protected. This is new. We just recently moved over to a secure server, so it is password protected. You'll find the username and password right here. Username paralegal, password student, and this is just for your substantive support. So you'll click on the link, and I must have logged into this already because it's not asking me for that login, so that's fine, but you know where to find it if you are asked. So basically you'll just click on whatever chapter you're working on and the support will load. Now you can see we have lecture hints, answers to the case questions. Things want to load very slowly. Here we go. So lecture hints, problems, problem answers, and for each chapter, there is a chapter quiz that you can work through. One thing I do want to draw to your attention when you click, if you see the spinning wheel, we see the spinning wheel. Oh, this one's lasting forever. Okay, you saw the spinning wheel. It has a name. Someone told me the name once. I reject it and refuse to call it anything but the spinning wheel. If you click on one of these flash files and that wheel spins and it doesn't load within the amount of time that the wheel spun before things loaded just now, that is a reasonable amount of time. But sometimes I'll get emails from students saying, like, the wheel's been spinning for 20 minutes and nothing's loading. That's not okay. If that happens to you, if the wheel is spinning and the materials aren't loading, please do switch browsers. That helps. I don't know. I honestly don't know why or how that helps, but it helps. Please do switch, try another browser. I'm on Chrome, as you may have noticed right now. Chrome is my favorite browser. If I run into a conflict on the site and something is not loading and my system is just having a problem loading the files, I will move over to Firefox, and that generally alleviates the issue. But if you were to write to me and say, like, nothing's loading, I just see the spinning wheel, I will tell you to switch browsers. So definitely give that a try because that tends to solve the problem. You could also see barely up here, there's a link for click here for the non-flash version of the support. So if it's easier for you to take a look at the support in PDF form, this is taking forever, okay, you can work through all of the same materials via PDF. It's not as much fun as the flash file, but you can certainly work through that. Contracts is set up exactly the same. Okay, labs on demand. 3 additional labs I want to bring to your attention within the study support. The first one is the legal research labs. Now, the Westlaw and Lexis labs match up to the classic versions of Westlaw and Lexis. So I would recommend that you work through the materials that you'll find, the training modules and such that you'll find on both Westlaw and Lexis after you log into those respective sites. That's where you can find the most up-to-date support in navigating those particular sites. However, the one lab that you will want to work through under this legal research lab is the law library lab. And if you went to one of the info sessions at UT, you know that there are a million PowerPoints about the Law Library Lab. But here it is in action. This is where you can familiarize yourself with the materials you will find in an actual law library or on Westlaw and Lexis as you are beginning the study of research. Now, you can't do actual research within the Law Library Lab on the site. Again, it is just an area to familiarize yourself with these materials. But basically what you'll do is you'll click on the book in the stacks that you would like to take a look at, and the site will pull that up for you. And then over here on the right-hand side, you can learn everything you ever wanted to know, and then some about this particular book. Click on cover, the book will come up over here on the left-hand side, index, it'll open up, so you can see what it's all about and read about how the materials are organized, volume, etc. So that is definitely a great way to get comfortable with these books as you are beginning legal research. All right, 2 more labs, and then we're just going to have a very quick discussion about the code of conduct. Of course, as always, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to type them in the text box, and I will happily answer them. Legal Writing Labs. This is where you click on Texas Legal Writing Labs link, where you will find templates to accompany each one of the documents that you will prepare for your essential skills class. So basically what you will do is click on the tab for whatever you are drafting. A template will come up. Over here on the right-hand side, you can click on choose the document that you are working on and listen to a little audio lecture right here. And then directly underneath it, you can take a look at a step-by-step guide to see what needs to go into your document and why it needs to be there. Now, you can also find under the resources tab, and we have a couple questions. I see you and I will get to you momentarily. Thank you for typing those in there. You will see under the resources tab, there is a link for the writing lab here as well. And this is where you can actually find templates to other states in addition to Texas, although I imagine you prefer to use Texas. But you can access the same materials via the resources tab. But again, you will find templates for each one of the documents you will prepare in Essential Skills, and I know that Kathy Poppet will also be posting additional templates for you. But please do utilize the templates, whether they be the ones on the site or the ones that Kathy provides. There's really no reinventing the wheel in the law. So, you know, definitely work with what you've already got. Okay, one more labs on demand, and then we'll get to some of the questions that have just popped up, and then the code of conduct. Citations lab, please do just keep this in the back of your mind that this is here once you start getting to the study of state and federal citations in essential skills. These are some various labs, both interactive and standard, in assisting you with both the reading and writing of state and federal citations. Okay, now I just got a question. How do we check our hours? How do we know how much time we've spent on the site? Once you've been clicking all over on the site, click on home, go back to the home tab, and then just, this is going to make me back out of it. Honestly, I never find an easy way to do this. You just need to back all the way up out. Come on. Oh, now it doesn't want to do anything for me. You need to literally like back it up, but there has to be an easier way, and I usually find an easier way. Okay, so that wasn't the easiest way to do it. Usually, when I click on the home tab and just click back, it gets right out there. But that's basically how you can do it. Back it up, and you will be able to see where your hours are. Again, that's not the most time-effective way to deal with that, but I will speak to our tech team and see if we can make that a little bit easier for you. But the bottom line is you want to be able to see your hours, so you certainly can see your hours there. Again, if you feel as if your hours are not accurately reflected on your clock, just let me know and I can manually adjust. It does only track if you are logged into the study support, not if you are logged onto the site itself. So you have to log into the study support here with your email, and I don't even remember what address I used. There we go. It's only once you have logged in here that things start tracking. Okay, thank you, Taylor, who finds it easiest to just go back to ParalegalSpace Interactive Login and click on the login again. It will automatically show your hours. Oh, Taylor, I'm going to let you do the walkthrough next time. Thank you so much. So if you go back in and click on the log through, why is it not showing me my hours now as if you were logging in again? Okay. All right, well, if anyone has any problems with seeing their hours, please just let me know, and I'm more than happy to pull them to assist in any way that I can. We got another question about changing, or just going back real quick to changing your time zone. You can do that on your workspace, which is the first page that you see when you log on. Click on Preferences. And I'm sorry, I had a mental block for a minute there. Click on Preferences and then Time Zone, and you will choose US Central and update your preferences. And again, tomorrow I'm going to follow up with a lot of this stuff. Not everything at once, but with a lot of this stuff. So, okay, let's talk about the code of conduct just real quick. Again, I know that you guys have already gone through this. Have taken a look at it, you have signed it, but just a couple things I want to draw to your attention. Just as far as the breakdown of grades and such, writing assignments and everything. As I mentioned early on, your work is due when it's due. And again, things will close on ParalegalSpace at a particular time, so please do make sure that you pay attention to the date and time when your work is due. Now, late work is accepted for 7 days after the due date. You have a 7-day grace period with a points deduction. So for essential skills, you can see your first late assignment, 10 points off, second, 20 points. The third late assignment will not be accepted. For your substantive classes, because for all intents and purposes, there really is just the one assignment for each substantive class. I don't believe any of your instructors for this semester have more than one assignment, so you will have 20 points off if you have a late assignment during that 1 week grace period. After that grace period is over, absent some sort of documented reason or explanation, your work will not be submitted and or accepted, and you will receive a 0 for that particular assignment. If you have not submitted your work, we're not going to chase you for it. You are all responsible for submitting your assignments on time, taking your exams on time. If you have some sort of issue, please do reach out to us. Let us know. Communicate with us. That's the most important thing. Communicate with us if anything comes up and you have any issues in regard to submissions or coming to class. Of course, as you know, class participation counts, attendance counts. So, just communicate with us if there's some sort of issue. And we are more than happy to assist. We want to see you succeed, and we don't want some sort of administrative issue to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. So just communicate with us, and we'll work with you. But you are responsible for submitting your assignments and taking your exams on time. If you have not done so, let us know. We are not going to let you know that you've not done something. As far as submitting your assignments, as you would any other assignment, double space, number your pages, put your name on the page. For essential skills, you will also put everything in your client file folder, which is that blue folder that came with your essential skills books. Kathy will collect that at the end of the semester, so please do. You'll get it back, of course, but please do keep that up, and she will discuss that with you if she has not already done so in class. As far as your grades are concerned, in essential skills, you will have a writing grade and an exam grade. You need to pass with a 70% or higher in both components in order to pass essential skills. So if you write like Hemingway and you get 100 on your exams, but on your assignments, but you have problems taking tests and you get a 50 on your tests, you will not pass essential skills. So 70% or higher for both components. For the exams component, you will take 3 exams. The Volume 1 exam and the Volume 2 exam count for 25% of your grade, 25% each, and then the comprehensive counts for 50%. As far as your writing assignments are concerned, you can see the breakdown here, of course. Demand letter and client correspondence aren't going to be weighted as heavily as, say, a summary judgment motion or trial brief, so you can see the breakdown right here. As far as your substantive classes are concerned, you'll have your one writing assignment for 25%, participation 25%, and your exam 50%. Okay, using the website, we just went through that. Please use the website. Student and instructor communications, please give your instructors, administrators, etc. at least 72 hours to get back to you. When you email, we'll get back to you sooner than that. Just please don't email and then follow up 5 minutes later. All of the folks involved in the program, all of your instructors are practicing attorneys. All of the administrators have other programs that they're working on, and I also have other programs that I'm working on, and I'm a practicing attorney. So we all have other stuff that's going on in addition to the program, as you have other things that are going on in addition to the program. So please do give us a chance to get back to you. But as I said, we generally get back to you much, much sooner than that. If you have an emergency where you need immediate assistance, please do contact Beth and myself, and we will assist you immediately. Okay, almost done. Ethics and plagiarism. I hate having to discuss this with adults, but it is what it is because it's come up in the past at other programs, and so I need to just talk about it real quick. So all of your work, of course, is your own. If we find that any work has been plagiarized, you'll get a 0 for the first offense. The second offense, you will fail that particular program component, and the third offense will result in expulsion from the program. It's only happened a handful of times, but Be careful with your citations also when you are working on assignments, particularly for your substantive classes, and you may find something in a book or on the internet. Don't just copy and paste the whole paragraph from the internet. We've had that happen before. Just properly cite to your work, and let us know what's yours and what is not. Now, as far as online test taking is concerned, of course, there's a lot of trust going on there because you have the 1 week exam window and you can take the exam whenever you want, and there's no proctors, no one's standing behind you staring at you take the exam. So, please do follow the rules for, closed book test taking, even though it's an online exam and there is no proctor and it's not done in class. Each question on the exam, you get about 1.2 minutes to answer it. The way the questions are structured, however, you will not finish the exam if you're busily flipping through your book looking for the answer. So ultimately, it will really only come back to haunt you if you are flipping through your book looking for answers, because you're not going to get to the whole exam. So please do. The bottom line is, please do, just now flowing down into Rule 8, be professional, follow all the rules in regard to test taking, assignments, etc. in the program. And the attorneys, we have a code of ethics that we need to adhere to. I know that there are lots of lawyer jokes out there. I've heard them all, but that code of ethics flows down to our paralegals as well. So, please do be professional, be respectful. Again, I hate having this conversation with adults, but, a handful of times things have come up. So, treat others as you would like to be treated. We want you to succeed. We want you to get out there and be, wonderful paralegals. And have fun and work hard throughout the program. So that is it for me tonight. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the question box. You may always email me and ask me whatever questions you may have. My email address is my initials, svp@paralegalspace.com. I'm always happy to assist. I will be posting the recording for this session tomorrow, even though I started to go on and on a little bit towards the end here, or maybe starting from the beginning, who knows. But I will be posting this under resources tomorrow. But really, the bottom line is we want you to have fun. We want you to work hard. We want you to get a lot out of the program. Please feel free to, call on any one of us with any questions or issues or concerns or anything that you may have. Your instructors are wonderful. They are in the classroom with you for the sheer joy of teaching and sharing their knowledge with you. So you are in really good hands in the classroom. But also, all of the folks at UT are absolutely spectacular. So please feel free to call on Beth Navarro, anyone else at UT. Again, I'm always, as I said, lurking from afar. So any questions you may have about the website or anything like that, please do feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist. Again, svp@paralegalspace.com. But if there are no further questions this evening, I think we'll call it a night, right around the time frame I set for myself and for all of you. So thank you so much for coming this evening and taking the time to listen to me go on and on. Appreciate your interest and enthusiasm. And I'll see you all in Paralegal Space. So have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much.